What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Uh, Crazy 2 days. Pretty volatile on the BTC side. Not sure what you guys are looking, whether there's more upside or downside, but love having you guys on Wednesday here. It's me, Danksy, Bren, and Rotes. Every Wednesday here at 1. How you guys doing today?
Doing amazing, man. Can't complain. How you doing? I know you're sick, but
Yeah, just a little bit. I think it's the hot and the cold isn't mixing well.
yeah, that's never fun, man. Fevers are never fun, is it? I hate those. But how you doing, Rhodes?
I'm doing well. I also have a bit of stuffiness, sickness. I don't know if it's just the weather change, fall, but last night I couldn't breathe while sleeping. It was just a mess, but otherwise doing great. Can't complain.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Something spreading around that Monday space for sure.
Yeah.
I can pull up the Bitcoin chart. What are you guys looking at here? I mean, that 64 range is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been doing this Twitter space for about 6 weeks now. I think for the last, let me pull up my Bitcoin chart real quick here. So definitely since early September. No, I think we started this. I'm looking at it. Yeah, we started about 5 or 6 weeks ago. So back when Bitcoin was just topping out, late July or late August, started chopping down. I remember in these Twitter spaces, probably the second or third one, I was telling you that this was corrective behavior that we were looking at from August 27th down to this, September 5th, and that we were going to head back to the upside at some point in the next few weeks. My base case, again, for months, really, since April, was that we're seeing corrective behavior, which eventually would lead us again to higher prices. It's turned out that we're looking at a correction very similar to what we saw last year from April to October of 2023. It's actually kind of scary how it's tracking so far month to month. But my base case again has remained that we're in a correction, and at some point we are going to see new all-time highs in ETH sold Bitcoin by the end of the year, and then new all-time highs by the end of the year in Q1 2024. So far so good on that. It's the last 5 days Bitcoin has been consolidating. For me, as you guys can see here, do you mind if I?
If you can share, I can pull you up.
Open, so I'll pull up my chart in a second. When somebody else is talking, I'll exit these tabs. But either way, if you look at, and I'll show this in a second on mine, if you look at every lower high or every just bounce that petered out during this correction of the last 6 months, before we made another move down, there's always one common theme, and that's consolidation, right? I say this all the time in my Telegram and everywhere else I talk, is that major tops and bottoms, whether it be on the lower time frames, the mid time frames we're looking at here, or like a cycle top, you're looking for some type of consolidation. But in June, when we topped out, we got 4 or 5 days, or what was this? My computer's lagging, but about a week of consolidation. Back in August, same thing. We have gotten 5 days of consolidation on Bitcoin here. So if we were to break below 65K, it is possible we top out here and then go under 50 one more time. But it is also possible we're in a corrective consolidation and move higher. Looking at the other two, SOL and ETH, I do think that we do move higher from here. And all it really would take, all it really would take is one more acceleration from Bitcoin to smash through 70K for it to get to all-time highs, really. So we're kind of at a real decision point here. We're either going to top out for another final low under 50K, or a final really big deliberate move up here that's really going to tell us that we're going back to all-time highs. So that's kind of how I see it. Sorry, I know it was a long rant.
No, you're good. You want to pull up your screen as well?
Do you want to look at something else? Just give me 30 seconds to close these tabs I have open.
No, for sure. Make sure you don't have your private keys out. Yeah. What you're saying, basically, pivotal point for Bitcoin right now could go either direction.
For all the majors, really. Yeah. Let me pull up my chart. I'm going to close literally everything but this stream and my Bitcoin chart. Okay, cool. Let me make sure. Yeah, we're good to go. All right, share screen. Let's do entire screen. And all right. So, yeah. So, what I was telling you guys about here, let me go to the daily. So these blue boxes that I have drawn out here, it's just really depicting every top we've got during these corrections. Really, every time it's been a lower high, as you can see here. Let me move this tool. We got the first correction high back in March. It's been a lower high every time, and that's why I'm so adamant this is a correction, a corrective channel. It's just textbook. I can show you a bunch of these corrective channels on every asset in the world on every time frame, really. So for me, what we're going to get from here is either we get one more deliberate move that really shows us, okay, this is it, or we get one of these, right? People like Ansem, I've seen, he put out a tweet a couple days ago saying that he's taking a short here. But what I read from, he said he's taking a short here because if we're going to see a lower high, which again would be one of these, it would happen here. I don't think that's necessarily him guessing the direction of what's going to happen. It's more so it's just a good risk to reward bet that if we were going to see that, whatever it would be here, which I do agree. Like I kind of just said, it's kind of a real big decision point here for Bitcoin. We're either going to pop out here or a little bit higher, somewhere below 70K, or again, we're going to break right through 70. Very likely that move would just be very deliberate and obvious, something very impulsive like we got before we made the all-time high last year. So I'll just go into Sol and ETH.
No, I got you. It's the time. It's like when I'm not sure you guys use Robinhood still, or like Coinbase will show like top movers in the last 24 hours. So you're just waiting for that notification.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like that's usually that's what happens when you get close to these highs. I mean, if it did start chopping up here, like this next move up is still pretty choppy and slow, then it's probably a higher chance that it's corrective and we do come down one more time. But really the way I see it, I'm kind of leaning more that we probably will go up from here, again, based on Sol and ETH, which we'll go over in a second. But for me, like I'm open to either scenario. Either way, like I said, the corrective behavior is there, the writing's on the wall. I think, again, by the end of the year, very likely we will see the bottom, if we haven't already, on Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. And Q1 in 2025, as long as we don't get unemployment doesn't spike, we don't get some kind of crazy major recession or something breaks, I do think risk assets are going to, including crypto, is going to have a run at least the first half of the year.
Right. Yeah, I think we spoke about this a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago when we started doing spaces. Just the idea of not over trading at this point, and holding on to that next move up. I mean, it's been a while. It's been like 6 months of chop right now. So
yeah,
it's getting there. It's don't overtrade and you'll make money in this scenario. Right?
Yeah, and this is something we touched on before too. Is like people always talk about the 4-year cycles and stuff, which I mean, obviously it's held true before, in the last cycles. To me, I think it's kind of cooked either way already because we made new all-time highs on Bitcoin before the halving. But either way, as far as the 4-year cycle, I think it's very, very good chance we're entering a new era where instead of big runs, like let's look at 2020, right? Where Bitcoin goes up from April or March 2020 until April 2021, just a straight year of pretty much up only. Obviously, there's corrections very quick though. And then what do we get? A 75% washout. It was even worse in 2020 or 2017, 2018, right? I think instead, since the institutions are coming in, one of my buddies put it perfectly, pretty much that we won't get as much volatility to the downside anymore. I think unless we get a major recession or something breaks. But at the same time, that probably means that Bitcoin isn't going to, 5x in a year anymore. But either way, I do think we're entering a new era, very likely, where instead of, again, big 1-year bull markets and then huge 90% crashes, we get, maybe 6-month runs, 1-year runs, and then 6-month corrections. 1-year runs, 6-month corrections, kind of like a super cycle where we start to look more like the S&P 500 did from 2009. Let's go to the weekly so I can show you an example. From like the S&P 500 from 2009 all the way till present day, right? Where it's been mostly up only with quick spikes. We got COVID. We got this correction we got in 2021. but essentially it's been up only over, a 10-year period or 15-year period, whatever that's been. Ultimately, I think that's what we could be entering for crypto. Again, cross our fingers we don't get a major recession, which obviously is very possible. So just want to add that.
Yeah, what do you guys predict for all-time high Bitcoin price this cycle or this mini cycle? You're looking at 100, you're looking at 150.
Because like I said, it's tough to say because there might not be like a top, you know what I mean, type thing where yes, we're gonna get always like corrections, right? Like we got the last 6 months, but like to say like the top, most people are talking about, okay, we're gonna top out here and see an 80% crash, right? But I mean, if we just still seeing 20-30% corrections every year or every year or two, it's hard to call those, right? So I think it's very hard to call. I would say it's all going to be based around what happens with the economy. If we do get a true soft landing and escape a major recession, then my base case is that we kind of are just going to grind up for several years and then just get big corrections in between. Other than that, if we do top out at 200K and then we get an 80% crash, I think it's going to be because of a recession and unemployment and all that spiking. And that's really hard to call, but I think we're going to smash 100 and get into over 100 for sure, which is not much of a call. It's only 50% higher from here.
Right. Rotes, what are you looking at for price predictions?
As this cycle has evolved and what Bren is saying, I echo a lot of that now that we have ETFs in play, there's more that factors into Bitcoin and what it's going to achieve or where it is possibly breaking the cycle mold. My base case target is and has been for a while 120. And so looking at that range there is where I would like to see this cycle get to in, kind of 2025. But the crash and the pullback, et cetera, may not be what we've seen in the past. And therefore, corrective channels and corrective measures may be like a 30% in that range and a kind of a continuous kind of steady grind up over time. And maybe not these vicious runs that we've seen in the past. That is very much in play, and I think that's something that we kind of have to adjust our expectations to. And a lot of what Bren is saying is I echo in the sense that where we've evolved into how Bitcoin's become adopted and into the kind of financial institutions and instruments that we see will change things.
It's very well said. You want to go I'll go into Sol and ETH now too. Essentially, it's the same kind of concept for me, guys. Corrective consolidation. This one actually on Sol looks a lot more similar, a lot closer to Bitcoin back in, again, from April to October of 2023, whereas the correction was in the form of a consolidation where it held this low at 25K for 5 months and went higher. Essentially, that's what we're seeing here for Sol. That's kind of my base case, or has been since May. We bounced off it a couple of times, and then just recently we got actually put this box out in the Telegram. Drew these lines when the box started back in September. I think that's when we started. Yeah, around the time we started doing these calls as well, saying that we would probably get some consolidation at this low. And that the first few weeks of September would probably be pretty boring. And then, but I do think we move up by the end of the month. And it's following my markup pretty closely right now. But I do think, again, it's kind of like how I said for Bitcoin, the big decision point here is around 70K. 160, this consolidation low of 6 weeks is going to be pretty crucial for Sol. I think if and when we do break above that, it's going to accelerate pretty fast and turn into some pretty big green candles. And if we do go above that line, the odds at that point that we at least go back to the all-time highs are very, very high. Again, based on a bunch of these structures I've studied over the years. ETH is it's pretty crazy actually. Each of the majors are kind of in a different little bit of a different pattern or a little bit of a different structure. Again, ETH got hit hard from liquidation cascades back in July because everybody was, long as hell, like long AF going into the ETF trading. But more recently, I think ETH is probably the cleanest, at least in August here with this corrective channel. And it's already moved out of it. Same kind of thing. I think ETH's going to do the exact same thing that Sol and Bitcoin do. I think Bitcoin's probably kind of the leader here, right? That's could move before the other two, but or we'll see. But either way, I think Bitcoin or ETH's going to do the same as the other two. And ETH Bitcoin very likely could have bottomed here, but we'll see. Either way, I do think ETH Bitcoin in the next year as well will move higher. But that's something else.
Yeah, I'm looking at the ETH and Sol charts. They're very similar, especially on the longer time frames.
Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about a couple of years over
Yeah.
like the daily.
For sure.
I mean, ETH. I said this a couple weeks ago as well. ETH looks like a pretty decent risk reward right now compared to the other two, Bitcoin and Sol. Kind of been slept on this cycle due to the meme coins and everyone else like switching over to Sol, but ETH is gonna come out strong, I think, in the next couple months.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, it's been all, like you just said, it's been all memes, which obviously Sol's the king of. I mean, it's optimized for it, but I think this next cycle, pretty soon, a lot of stuff's gonna it's gonna take is one or two crypto apps that actually have user base that catch on, i.e. Polymarket or some kind of game. A bunch of games are coming out right now, or in 2025, like some legit crypto games that have real funding that have taken multiple years to develop. I watched an Alex Becker video. He put it like perfectly. I think that there's probably like 20 very good Web3 like crypto like AAA quality games. Like I don't even really know what that means, but like just quality games, not like we've seen before that have taken multiple years to develop. Probably 20 of them that are coming out, and all it really would take is one or two to pop off. Like people actually play it for the crypto gaming space and probably crypto as a whole to get a massive speculative bid where everything just goes crazy, right? So I think there's a lot of stuff that can pop off, whether it be games or like apps, that could send a lot of speculations towards more quote unquote utility plays. I hate the term utility. People use that like it's so vague, but like by utility I mean like coins that have non-meme coins, like coins that actually have like an app or a game or something else behind it, or an infrastructure play. So for me, like that's why I've been really big on finding gaming and AI coins lately. I really buy into the vision that gaming crypto probably will crypto gaming probably is just the next evolution of gaming in general. But either way, over the next few years, is going to catch a massive speculative bid either way. And I don't want to miss out on that. So, I mean, we can go into that with the different, crypto gaming stuff I've been looking at, or AI stuff I've been looking at. But
yeah, I mean, you want to go look at alts now?
Yeah. We'll just go over the alts on TradingView I have here. I'll just go down the line. I mean, you have stuff like SHIB right now, SHIB and Doge actually, which I know my boy Danksy is a SHIB or a ETH whale in here. I mean Doge whale in here, but no, I'm pretty bullish on Doge too. Very bullish actually. I think it's very undervalued at its current market cap, even though it's still in like the top 8 or whatever. Let's just go to Doge quickly first, then SHIB, kind of the same, pretty similar chart actually, very similar. But Doge to me, it is one of the coins from 2020 that really, dude, it is like less than 2x off the bottom, which is crazy. We have a lot of the normie coins, XRP, Doge, ADA, a lot of these coins that haven't had real runs yet, and it makes sense because those people that were really pushing and buying it aren't in the market yet. So I do think during this next round, we're going to see not only the utility plays, the DeFi stuff, Uniswap, all that, but I think we're going to see the older, more normie plays. If and when these normies come in again, they're going to buy stuff like Doge again. Either way, I do think, again, on top of that, we're due for something from Elon. I don't think it's a necessity for it to go back up, but I tend to think he's a very smart guy. He knows that, him posting and bull posting Doge like during a bear market is not going to do much. But if and when the crypto market's hot again, I find it hard to believe he's not going to tweet or talk about Doge again, and probably implements it into Twitter at some point. So for me, I do think Doge does break at least above this corrected channel high, which would be a 2x, and very likely I think it goes to $1 in a strong bull market that I think is coming inevitably at some point. And very likely the way these things work is they either don't get anywhere near it or they just absolutely smash expectations. So I do think not only could Doge go to $1, but I could see it just smashing it and going a lot higher than that. Either way, I've been accumulating a Doge long position, like perpetual futures, like very slowly, again, with the understanding that it could go down again. But we have been consolidating for 6 weeks, so it's very likely that if the entire market just picks up here, that Doge, this could be the bottom. Same with SHIB, literally the same chart over the last few months. I do think SHIB eventually runs higher as well. And then let's see.
Link chain on Doge and SHIB for you. You're
What's
dealing
up?
with perps?
Yeah.
Are you not worried about like the funding rate situation?
Nah, it's like so minuscule, especially it would take forever to even like take out 1% of my account. So yeah, no, it's for me that I know, like, again, it's a bigger swing that the gains, when it does pick up, it would like immediately within a few days offset any fees that I might have taken, but probably not even that long. But yeah, Chainlink I think is very undervalued and is a quote unquote utility play. Is actually one of the true like crypto utility plays, actually, meaning the coin has utility in the app or whatever. I think it's very undervalued. Its current market cap is actually pulling back in a nice corrective channel here. I do think Chainlink's very undervalued at its current market cap, and if they pull off even like half of what they're trying to do, I think it's very undervalued. This is easy 10x over the next 3 years, I think.
What about DOT? See. You were talking about DOT a while back.
Yeah,
I was bullish on DOT around that initial pullback.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got in around like 7, and now it's at 4. What do you think about DOT?
Yeah, so yeah, for sure. I mean, it 2020 kind of came out in 2020, right? So for me, DOT was pretty hot for the beginning of the 2020 bull market. And the biggest thing is for me, a lot of, I've said this a few times in here, like the biggest thing long term, doesn't matter if it's a meme coin, a crypto coin, stock, like a company, an NFT project, whatever, like the only thing that matters long term over years is the operator behind the project and what their ability to do, or what their ability is to produce, to ship, whatever. And meme coins, usually it's their ability to build hype through partnerships, integrations, stuff like that, tweets, just different crazy shit like that. For me, like DOT, they were pretty hot. They were doing the whole parachain, all that stuff was cool. But for me, the reason I'm still bullish on DOT is because Gavin Wood, the founder of Polkadot, a lot of people haven't even looked into the origins of Ethereum. If you really are like, serious about crypto and you love it and you whatever, I would go, and you haven't already, go look up on Amazon the book Into the Ether, or Out of the Ether. I'm sorry. It's pretty much it's like this lady, she like interviewed people that were like in the beginning days of Ethereum, and as well as they go over the DAO hack and stuff like that. But anyways, Gavin Wood is one of the original founders of Ethereum. There was a bunch of them, like 6 or 7 or whatever it was. But he was actually like did all the original like programming and coding and all that. And he didn't like develop Solidity. He didn't write the language, from what I understand, but he thought of the idea. He developed the idea, and then later on, when he left Ethereum, like a team kind of like developed, did the whole thing. But either way, I believe in Gavin's ability to do something with Polkadot, and I do like their whole thing about like being layer 0 and connecting and making all blockchains interoperable, which is kind of what Chainlink is trying to do as well. But I do think that there's a good chance that if any chains, like whatever other than ETH and Solana and stuff has a chance of taking some type of block space demand, it's Polkadot. So I'm just pretty much betting on the founder, Gavin Wood, that his ability to produce something. So also, are you guys still there?
Yeah, no,
I was
looking at
making sure. And also one more thing, like the Polkadot, the Web3 Foundation, and actually Gavin Wood also, he actually coined the term Web3 as well a long time ago. I know maybe somebody else has said it before, but like that's where it became popular in crypto. They have the Web3 Foundation that actually has done a lot of lobbying and stuff like that. So I think they're set up for success. That if they can, I do think among other chains, I do think they have a shot at actually doing something long term.
Yeah. Have you seen the Sui run recently? That shit's crazy.
I have. Yeah, I don't have any Sui really. I don't know. I haven't bought any L1s in quite a long time. I've been probably accumulating more so the L2s over the years. But damn, yeah, this was a really nice corrective channel. The biggest thing was the lack of consolidation. I guess it consolidated for a month, but yeah, this is nice. Do you hold any Sui?
No, but I was talking to a couple people in like June, July that they were bullish on Sui, and I should have bought in at that point. It's like a lot of VC people. Miston Labs actually doing pretty well as the company running Sui. They're doing a lot of investments, and they're actually doing a lot of what's it called? Like you have to launch on Sui to get a bunch of funding, and it's locking people in for
Nice.
quite a while on Sui with like really a lot of consumer apps.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, Sui's definitely stayed relevant. I've seen Sui memes start to pop up too. But yeah, interesting. And I think, I think some of the L1s will still around. I think a lot of the L2s now, it's actually a good transition. I think a lot of the L2s are actually very undervalued here. And I think that's instead of maybe chasing Sui, what I'm doing personally is buying some of these L2s instead. I think this is a beautiful corrective channel on optimism. I personally, I'm accumulating like a basket of these L2s, but I do think I really like optimism. Obviously, it's what based on. It's I think I like ZK Sync and Arbitrum and stuff too. I think they're all will get some demand, block space demand, and the token will probably go up. But I really like optimism. Just all time highs, you're looking at 3x. I think it's at around 400. What is it? It's right under $1 billion. I think they all are. Let's do this. But
Optimism looks like a great buy right now, especially with our idea that ETH is going to do well in the future. Optimism seems like like the next move.
So like optimism, let's see, market cap 2 billion, right? So, I mean, if you just go to, right now stuff's low, but if you just looked at stuff that was at 2 billion last cycle, dude, there was memes that were going to 2 billion every day. And we're talking about probably the top L2 so far. I think this thing could easily go into the 10s and 20s, high 10s of millions. Who knows if a lot of block space demand gets on Ethereum, into the hundreds of billions, years from now. But I mean, you look at stuff that's at 2 billion now. That would only put it in the top 40 or top 45. Not 2 billion. I'm sorry, 10 billion. 10 billion is 12. So it'd be like around Avalanche or SHIB or stuff where that's at now. But yeah, optimism or like Arbitrum. Arbitrum's same kind of thing. Got hit harder, but I still think Arbitrum is probably more undervalued here versus Optimism because it's just been not as much hasn't much mind share. And then ZK just came out more recently. Is already starting to run a bit, kind of out of its corrective channel. I haven't actually checked this here in a bit. So,
this one looks like it's already running. It's already going to break out.
Yeah, consolidated a bit higher than I thought it would go, but that's fire. Yeah, I bought a bit like back here as it was going down, but I'm going to accumulate some more. I do think, yeah, 2x from all time high, but again, I think these are going to go crazy for like long term. And actually, as utility again for these people to build on optimism and all this stuff, they have to. They don't have to. I guess. My friend was telling me yesterday, a big DeFi guy, and he was telling me that JP Morgan or no BlackRock. I think it was JP Morgan built that L2 on optimism, but they didn't choose to be in the collective that they have, where you're like in the optimism collective, where it pays back to the L2, or it does something where you can be in the collective, whatever. They opted out of it, where they're
Is it
not. I think that
Onyx?
you don't
Not
have
the
to
one.
stake. You don't have to. You have to. Don't have, I think to be in the collective, you have to stake optimism or something, and whatever. They chose not to do that. It was a JP Morgan or BlackRock, but I'm pretty sure it was JP Morgan. But I guess the good thing is they have to pay fees back to the L1 either way, so it benefits ETH, benefits us as ETH holders. But yeah, I think the L2s are very undervalued. I think right now everybody's still memes, which I do think a lot of the undervalued, proven memes and good corrections. That's where the highest chunk of my portfolio still lies, 20 around 20%. But I do think a lot of these, I think next up is gaming, L2s, a lot of these stuff that has been undervalued for a bit of time. And I'm starting to slowly, shift a lot more of my portfolio towards that stuff. So,
Yeah, I was looking at the. Are you talking about Onyx? Is the one that JP Morgan
I
built?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we've looked into this before at Versity Labs. They're basically a permissioned blockchain, so you have to go through
Yeah.
them to get on, and that's probably why they're not in the public optimism or whatever
Yeah.
situation. So you have to like get their approval to build
Mhm.
and have your clients and lenders and LPs and stakers also be approved. So that's
Yep.
kind of why.
Yeah, they're going all the legal routes. It's gonna be all securities laws and all that shit. They're gonna do like anything they do through there. You have to be like an accredited investor and shit. I'm sure.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, like my friend was saying, they still have to pay fees back to the Ethereum L1, so it still benefits everybody somewhat. So, or in a big way, actually. But yeah, let's see here. What else on Trading View do I see?
XRP. What do you
XRP,
think?
yeah. So
It's definitely like a normie coin. It's like the Doge.
I should have brought some water in here, but so XRP, to me, I'm not an XRP fundamentalist, right? I know there's a lot of kooks out there who think that XRP is going to 1,000 and oil is going to be backed by XRP, and you're going to be paying in groceries with fucking XRP someday. But as far as a trade goes, again, I'm a market speculation. Like it's just about a good trade first and foremost. As long as it's not a complete scam, I don't really care, right? So it's like more. For me, this is a good trade for XRP. It's been consolidating here since July 16th. And coming out of the corrective channel back in December 2022, I think it spiked up here when they won that case or whatever. But either way, like I was saying, same kind of thing with Doge. I think a lot of the same people who are obsessed with XRP are going to be coming back into the market, or the same type of people at least are going to start to creep back in the market over the next year or two. And then as well as just the overall bull market. So far, though, in the cycle so far, we haven't gotten a lot of these older coins getting a run, but I do think that's going to change during this next leg. Again, based on a lot of these charts, you have stuff like ADA, which, stuff like ADA coming out of big corrective channels as well. I do think a lot of this stuff, and not even only just corrective channels, but it's also been holding these lows since December 2022, came back and retested them. This is kind of like a double bottom. It's a really strong peak, like low pattern. The fact that it came back and retested this and it's chopping down like this, whether it be from here or after one more low, have very high conviction that the next year that stuff like ADA, XRP is at least going to make another run. And because of how long it's consolidated here and how long this peak pattern has lasted, very likely is going to lead to a run higher than we got back in March, and probably back to all-time highs. For me, I'm still not, that it's still not. There's stuff I like around this market cap a lot more than stuff like ADA. I personally good on buying it, but I'm just trying to make a point that a lot of these normie coins are going to actually do well, I think, again, next year.
Yeah. What do you think? I think XRP is kind of not filling that product role anymore, right? With a lot of stable coins being used.
Yeah, their whole thing was about remittances and becoming a better way for people to be send money overseas. That was a big thing. And then the big thing, they're going to be a better way for banks to send money. But that's never materialized. I know that they've made partnerships with banks, but none of the banks have adopted the technology to send money like around or whatever. And then two, even if they did, that doesn't mean they have to use the actual XRP coin. So for me, again, I'm not a huge XRP fundamentalist. I don't think it's going to be, a world changing like technology or anything, but I do think it's a good trade over the next year.
Yeah.
This one right here, before I forget, super. I think I talked about this on the last stream.
It's
I'm
the
not
gaming,
sure,
right?
Yeah. So let's go to the website, right? So again, for a lot of my focus is going right now, besides the memes that I've already been accumulating for a long time, a lot of my focus on as far as learning more and tapping in, joining good communities has been in crypto gaming. Again, I really buy into that thesis that crypto gaming is probably going to be the biggest thing that's going to bring the most mass adoption to crypto, at least the fastest than we've ever seen, whether that be now or a couple of years from now. Either way, Superverse is developed by LEO Trades. It used to be Super Farm. Originally, I remember I bought the ICO back when it came out. Elio was one of the first people that I started watching on YouTube back in 2020. Got a lot of the picks that absolutely changed my life. I'm talking about, a lot of talk about crypto gaming, freaking Decentraland, just a lot of the early DeFi stuff where barely anybody was watching crypto at that time. So there's you could buy a lot of these coins for months that went 20, 30, 50, 100x. Either way, I bought it back here. Hence why I have all these lines on here. I bought it back here. Went down like crazy, like everything else in the bear market. Went sideways, and then now it's up like crazy. I still have a little bit that I bought up here. It wasn't very liquid back then, but I bought a bunch down here at around 50 cents. And for me, it was developed by LEO Trades. I think LEO is a very respected person in the community. And he's been all in on crypto gaming for years, right? Back when, even before this run we had earlier this year, he's been all in developing this first was Super Farm. Now it's developing the Superverse. Essentially, they're trying to do similar to what Portal was talking about, where they're trying to be more of like a universal gaming chain / token that all different games can kind of use and benefit off of. Hence why it says Gaming United. Connects big Web3 community to crypto games, all that distribution. They're going to do a chain, all that. Either way, I do have probably more confidence in someone like Elio, who's tapped into the community, who has had those connections to get this whole vision done versus someone like Portal, personally. Either way, chart's beautiful. It's already up. I think we're about to go into a crypto gaming narrative that's going to be absolutely insane. Elio's, again, I think is going to do good things. And yeah, everything checks out to me. Narrative, chart, founder. It's had a lot of distribution. It's been around now for almost 5 years. So 4.5 years. So definitely bullish on this one. Another one I'll go over. I think it's on TradingView. If not, I'll pull it up somewhere else.
How's actually Portal performing? Is it out yet?
I don't know, dude. I did that. I simped for Portal and did a few of those tweets that time.
That was
and I think I
my
checked and it
timeline.
was like nothing. What'd you say?
It was all over my timeline for like months.
Yeah,
Like 2
and
months.
I was like, I'll just post it on the shit I'm already posting, like whatever. And did it for like a week, and I think that what I ended up getting was like whatever, but I didn't really go too hard on it. But anyways, Portal, it did what all these airdrops do, guys. It's like if you're new in crypto, almost every single major airdrop, doesn't matter what it is going to get a major washout at some point, unless it gets really lucky and just gets the tailwinds of a huge bull market. So not surprised it got washed out here. I have not been keeping up on Portal at all. Again, my bet for this kind of whatever they're trying to accomplish is on Super. But with that being said, this is like corrected. It is corrective in a way that it has had bounces, and it is at 6 weeks of consolidation. If it were to break above like 46 cents above this bounce high, that point odds wise is a very good chance it goes a lot higher. So I don't know. I would say I would hold if you have it. And if I had to guess, gun to my head, it probably does move higher with everything else in crypto gaming.
Yeah, if you're still diming handed it now, you're definitely holding.
Yeah,
Right,
sure.
since the first day.
But yeah, super bullish on crypto gaming and AI as well. And again, those two together, this one right now I'll go over. Posted it in my channel, by the way. I haven't really shilled it yet. Bossman calls on Telegram. If you're not already in there, go up and go.
Yeah, we
up in
posted a
there,
link in the comments under the post.
Yeah. But yeah, I post. My partner and I run that. Him and I have been working together for Bossman, obviously, since December. When he hit me up to partner up with him and to post my stuff in the channel, and we had 300 members at that time. Since then, it's grown to like 23,000 members. I think again, not just because we do good trade ideas, but it's mostly a lot because we focus on a lot of this stuff I'm talking about in here with the education. I do a lot of these live streams and do my best to answer questions and stuff, as well as we do have a discussion channel where people are sharing good plays and just talking to people, meeting people, all that. So if you're not in there, get in there, say what, tag me, say what's up. But I posted this in the channel, I want to say a few days ago. Let's look. I think it was around 20 something cents. No, yeah, around 40 something cents, I think. Yeah, 22nd. That makes sense. But either way, Carrot to me is actually one that touches both of these, both of the gaming and AI. And if it's an infrastructure play. So for me, I'm focusing a lot on infrastructure right now. Infrastructure, for those don't know, is the platforms that run the niche. It's like the shovels, not like the gold. Is essentially think dexes or stuff that runs stuff. So I really like plays that do really well. Again, are infrastructure plays. Carrot is a gaming and AI infrastructure play. If you look at their goal, it says to accelerate the evolution of gaming, entertainment, AI-driven experiences. This is also one I saw from Alex Becker video as well a few days ago. Let's see, yeah. So I bought again. Distribution is not terrible too. 50% to the community. From what I remember, I know a lot of the L2s, for example, optimism and stuff. I think it was like 20% to the community and stuff like that, and they still did huge airdrops. Either way, I'm not a huge tokenomics guy, but super bullish on this one in combination with the chart. It did have a big washout after the airdrop. I think people were telling me in the Telegram that if you held a coin called MPH or something, you got an airdrop for this for Carrot. So obviously it got washed out, broke up out of the corrective channel, and it's just been straight impulsive ever since, right? That's exactly what you want to be seeing, is be pretty much us as traders, whether you know it or not, you're trying to catch the impulsive moves. Again, impulsive moves are big moves up in one direction for an extended period of time. And the impulses always come after corrections like this. That's why I mark them out. Anyway, I do think Carrot
That's the typical coin crypto chart, right? It's just slowly bleeding out, and then one day just green candles in your face, and you can't.
Yeah, and it's some people think it's just random, but again, there is something called corrective behavior, and that's why I do put these channels here, is because corrections, again, real quickly, don't have consolidation up top. Major tops and bottoms have a lot of consolidation, distribution, a lot of people call it, for multiple days, weeks, months. Corrections are the opposite. They'll have maybe a day or maybe a few hours of correct consolidation and just come straight down. Then corrections have bounces like this, hence why we have these channel-like structures, and then multiple lows. Usually, as well as corrections have consolidation to end the corrections, but we didn't really get that here. Either way, if pretty much whether you know it or not, us as traders, when we're trying to accumulate during these corrections, we're trying to accumulate during these corrections and catch the next impulse to the upside. And the way we know we're in an impulsive move, usually, again, is the strength of the move, which has been very strong so far. So I think whether it be now or we maybe chop out for a bit, that Carrot because of the gaming narrative, because of the overall tailwinds we're going to get from the crypto bull market that I think is going to come here. I do think this going way higher. I believe from what I looked, I guess I'll look at it on here. I do think Carrot is at around, let's say like 40, which kind of falls in line for me. My sweet spot now for any coins I'm buying is kind of in the 20 to 100 million market cap range. I think is a good sweet spot.
Issuance for around 500 million. No,
no, that's on a
fully
deck screener.
diluted.
It's wrong. If you look at a coin market cap, it's the correct one, 62. And Dex, it's either wrong on Dex Screener or Dex Tools. On which one of them? Which one are you on?
I'm on. Sorry, just the fully diluted market cap on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fully diluted. If you look at it, I think that's years from now. And again, that's actually another good thing to touch on, right? So I looked at this. I think it is over a couple of years. Fully diluted definitely matters over 5-year period. But when you're about to enter a bull market, demand far outweighs usually any type of these unlocks that are going to happen again over years of time, as well as a lot of these unlocks don't do anything, especially if they're good projects, because the people that are getting these unlocks are founders, early investors. They're going to shave some off, obviously pay themselves, but very rarely do these people just dump a ton because it's a bad look. Like I remember people making a point on this about ApeCoin, how they have on the unlocks, and I remember that guy Omakase or whatever his name is. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Very interesting spaces. I'm not trashing the guy at all, but remember he was saying, "Oh yeah, like it's a rug pull, like the unlocks, like blah blah blah." And then some guy came on saying, like, "Okay, I mean there is unlocks, but do you like the ApeCoin founders? Like they're not going to go and dump a bunch of the coin. Like that's not a good look. Like they're in it for the long term. Trust me, they're going to hold most of the coin, even if there is fat unlocks." So my point is, like, yeah, unlocks matter. Definitely 500 million to what it's at now is definitely a big difference. But by the time these are realized, the coin could already be, in the billions of dollars. Again, if it's successful, or it could just be dead by that time anyway. So, I mean, unless the unlocks are happening next week, which from a lot of these newer coins, they are.
I mean, it's slowly vested anyway, so it's not like it's all of it's getting unlocked.
Yeah, I think it's just my point is just mostly an overhyped narrative. The unlocks, unless you're trading something shit that people are trying to get rid of.
Right. You guys want to move over to meme coins? I think last week or over the weekend there was some new activity on Ethereum and also Sol meme coins. Looks like it's ramping up again.
Yeah, Moodang was the because of the outlier the last week. I'll pull that up.
Let me see. I have it up right now.
Cool.
Where did you buy it?
Perfect.
Moondang?
I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I did not buy Moodang. I've been very busy the last few days with some other stuff where I just have not been very active in trading. But yeah, no, I missed Moodang. All my chats or a lot of people are printing now.
Yeah, I saw you guys call it.
I think down there at around 20 on the 22nd or something. Yeah, I think Bossman posted it. He printed on it for sure, but I faded.
Where is this Nero?
Yeah, no, there's like 8 Neros. No, that's the.
This is the Binance one. Looks like it's holding off here.
Insane.
You think it's gonna hit $1 billion? Another
probably. I mean, unless there's some like nefarious dev who like dumps on everybody. Like I think it probably, yeah.
This is crazy how they just listed and it's up.
Rotes, what have you been doing as far as active? Have you been buying anything? Or again, I think last time you were saying you were just.
I was holding to kind of major safe plays.
Yeah, that's right.
Keeping safe in the market. Although it feels like that's a bit of a miss on the strength that we've had here prior to October this last week here.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time, and I'm sure you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're
There's
not
so many other
out of the market.
Right?
I'm sure you're not sidelined. But yeah, that's another thing too. I remember we were talking with Fur Loco, and I don't know, it was Fur Loco. Somebody was saying, I don't think we're going to go up until, until we get some kind of major news event or something like that. And I mean, you could argue some stuff has happened, but I think right now, we've gotten this move up pretty much with no really major news besides obviously Michael Saylor bought a bunch, like kind of that bottom. But I think as we move up here and really if and when we, pass 70,000, watch for people to start to come out with these narratives like, oh, China is whatever cutting rates. That's why Bitcoin went up and a bunch of consequential stuff went.
There is some with Gary Gensler and him getting questioned and attacked a bit here. So I think that's the last couple of days. But yeah, there really hasn't been much on the news front to push it other than, the Q4 narrative in October, November. And I think maybe a bit of an early move, a bit of an early action, prior to October, getting jumped.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. My point is, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I saw a couple things about China unbanning Bitcoin or something, or some stimulus package. Could be
always unbanning.
Yeah, no, they're always banning and unbanning, but like every couple of years. But I don't think they ever actually. China's like pretty much starting to stimulate the economy and cutting rates and stuff like that. Which again, I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't matter at all, especially in traditional markets. I'm just making the point that, like I was saying, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, that a lot of times narrative follows price. Like there's going to be a bottom or top again due to someone like Michael Saylor directly buying. Someone or a lot of people buying around that time that pushes it up rather than some like crazy data release or whatever, right? And obviously them cutting the 50, basis points, all that like didn't hurt, but still look for when we do get a big move up to 70K for people to start to attribute like different things around it. But who knows? Maybe something crazy with Bitcoin actually does happen. Some kind of corporation, announces a buy or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, did you see the SEC allowing Bitcoin options on Bitcoin ETFs?
I did see that, and then also this week we got Caroline getting 2 years. What do y'all think about that? Enough time or no?
She's the ringleader.
I think it was SPV or SPF.
SPV? What is
whatever
that? Jeez. Get your butt out. No, yeah. SBF. Yeah, no, I mean, it was all because she snitched on him and made it really easy for them. But, hopefully they're not letting out some like serial scammer that, does some crazy shit. But
who knows?
Interesting. And then Kamala Harris, also, Kamala Harris says she's going to support digital assets. Again, we talked about this last week too. Like the presidents, at the end of the day, I think, unless Trump actually does the Bitcoin reserve and stuff like that, I think the president, whoever's, ends up being president, is going to be very inconsequential, like not even really matter much to what actually happens with crypto. And it's going up no matter what. I think the big boys, BlackRock, Citibank, all these institutions all in. I think that's what matters. Those guys run shit. So
look at this crazy bet about
who the hell is that?
What is that?
It's like some Chinese influencer.
That's actually bullish though, because that means a lot of these. What is that? Sorry, I don't know. What language is that?
Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of Chinese people are on Polymarket now. Also, Polymarket. There's so much. We need to write this. We need to write down and share notes so we can have all this news. There's so much. Actually, a lot of news this week, more than last few weeks. So that's probably why. But Polymarket token.
Right, I saw that too. Where can we learn more about that? That's the deal.
We've been talking about that for a bit. I've been thinking that we probably will. Probably because again, it's just the best way to monetize. They don't have fees right now. They're trying to establish themselves. It's like, I think it just makes the most sense. And then I think they talked about giving tokens to get investment from another class or another round of investment too.
Is there a Polymarket on Polymarket token?
Yeah. So I looked at that too, and that's interesting.
Right?
I don't know. We're kind of debating how they even do these bets, but I think it's somebody at Polymarket, and they don't have one yet. So I think that's probably deliberate, right?
Yeah.
You gotta go to their Discord and propose one.
Yeah. But they were saying before. They were saying
odds.
before too that could be another way to get rid of that UMA stuff too, because the whole point of the token they were saying it would be to so you could verify the different
Right.
votes or verify the different bets, and you get like a fee for staking those and being a verifier, which I think makes incredible sense and actually is like real utility, and I think it's beautiful, and is a way for people to get yield off of just verifying truth or whatever, right? And we don't have to wait for these UMA like whatever shadow individuals to verify the
Right,
bets.
to hold their money hostage.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, because I've looked into these prediction markets before. This like crypto situation that Polymarket is doing is like it's made them the front runner for this type of betting. Like
For sure.
Kalshi
Dude.
is a different one.
Kalshi, you can so you can bet on random shit too.
Yeah, it's the same thing as
You
Polymarket,
can
but I don't
exit
think
your
they use
position though,
crypto.
or no?
What?
You can like exit and profit, like you don't
Yeah.
have, you can trade the odds, okay. But
Yeah, it's the same thing.
it's just straight centralized. It's not you're actually trading tokens.
Yeah. So I think because this one's like trying to be regulated in the United States. That's kind of
Yeah.
why. So like I think just the crypto aspect of it makes it so much easier to expand.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean like, yeah. Will Polymarkets ever be able to be legal in the US, you think, or no? Or it would have to be in individual states or and stuff like that, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's, but like I think if you're in crypto, like you know how to use VPN, right? So it's it can be
AB
that.
Azalea criminal charges in 2024. That'd be crazy. 18%. That's pretty high.
I think the spread is just high.
Nah. No, I know. I'm just saying nah. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. Hopefully. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there's,
I'm
like,
thinking
no-
about farming this poly market. I've kind of taken a break for a little bit. Not a lot of good bets. Took an L, kind of got over it. But I think I'm thinking about farming. I know a lot of people think the snapshot market happened, but I think what they're purposely doing is like, you know, putting it out there, like seeing what people think, all that, like gauging reaction and all that. And I would probably think the airdrop, if it doesn't happen like right now, it's probably a while off. It probably still have a chance to farm it, in my opinion.
Yeah, apparently they're
For a
raising
bit.
50 mil.
Yeah. Because right now there's like nobody on it. Like go to the ranks. It's like if you have 100,000 in volume, you're in the top couple thousand in traders, and it's right. Like yeah, it's
30 million top volume.
damn. Freddie's up 100 bands today. It's crazy. I don't even know who that is, but
What's
talk
the
about it
strategy?
tomorrow.
But he's down horrendous.
Yeah, no, but I think these people might be farming it. I don't know if he's going to get 382,000 from the airdrop, but if you go to honestly, I think remember the bots we were talking about. Go back, the top traders, the all time, yeah, just Ken. We're talking about their bots.
This guy's
Their
definitely a
bots,
bot.
they made a lot of money too, but I'm sure they're farming the hell out of the airdrop. 287 million in volume. If there is an airdrop, like based on trades and volume, I would think markets traded would probably matter a lot too. Stuff like that versus just volume, but
This guy's
yeah.
a crazy bot. I wonder what's the strategy here.
Farm the token and then they're probably I don't know.
No, but he makes a lot of money.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He makes
If you
1%.
look at it, it's a lot of the percentage ones. He's not really doing oh no, he did higher odds or lower odd ones too, the inside out one. But a lot of them are just like the last couple percent, like 96, 97, 98, where he's just collecting 2% off of like 10K or 20K over and over again.
Or yeah, you just
Which is a good strategy. I feel like if you have like $1 million in there and you're just able to take those 2% over and over again.
yeah, but then if you get destroyed,
Yeah, I know. That's why you could really, it's a numbers game. You got to have thousands of them, I feel like, at a time, or like hundreds of thousands.
yeah, this one.
But what about you, Rhodes? I know you have the NFL picks, right? The bets on. You any more active at all on poly markets this week?
The one NFL bet that I was looking at is top tight end fantasy scoring.
Okay.
That one was interesting to me. There is some steam behind Trey McBride. I like Brock Bowers a lot on that
For which
bet.
one? Sorry.
Top scoring fantasy tight end. It should.
I think I saw it. No? Just type in tight end on the search bar.
Right there. It's, second to the left, second row.
All right. What's the strategy here?
Other.
Other.
Yeah. It's
The
gone
spread's
up quite a bit after Sunday. Both McBride and Sam Laporta got hurt, so that changed things. McBride seems like he might just miss one game, if at all. But he's certainly in the running for top tight end. Kincaid has been pretty good, but I do like the fact that Brock Bowers in the other category. He's honestly the next great tight end in the NFL.
It's points per reception scoring.
To take it down. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I looked at all of the kind of the fantasy leaders, and that was the one that kind of stood out to me. I think it's priced reasonable at this point, but I think there's some juice there for.
Do you guys do the
top tight
pick'ems?
end. Haven't done the pick'ems. I've done a lot of parlay picking. Obviously, you can't do that on here.
True.
Doing that to see how things go. Top NFL teams, that has kind of like changed a bit more dynamically over the last little bit. I know you had some teams in there that probably have hiccuped a bit. I know Ravens just about went 0-3. They still look like a very strong team. However,
For a championship?
yeah. Bills certainly are in that mix. Chiefs are just cakewalking, I think, for the most part. They're still, I think, a pretty clear and obvious bet here, even at 16%.
It's the refs, I'm telling you.
It doesn't even matter for refs. Like they're so strong as a team and an organization. You know, harken back to the Patriots' dominant days. There's no difference there. There's some teams that look good, but like Patriots are making the playoffs and they're going to go rounds into the playoffs. So at 60% odds, it's pretty clear for them still at this point.
Right. This one you can hold to the end, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone gets hurt. Yeah. Politics wise, I don't think there's anything interesting here. In reality.
Yeah. I think there's gonna come a time where it's gonna get exciting. It's gonna get crazy though too. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of, I don't know. I think they are smart by rolling it out quickly because there's a lot of implications like legally and just the world could start. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff could start to happen. People trying to, capitalize insider trade, different stuff. I don't even know insider trade, but just like try to manipulate certain things to get results a certain way. And it'll just be interesting to see how it affects like reality. And I don't know, just this whole, I think everything is just becoming like gamified and betting and all that stuff is only going to keep growing. I mean, ESPN's in the game now. You have Kevin Hart doing a DraftKings commercial, just like all this insane stuff. Do you do sports betting, Roads, like traditional?
Yeah, player props. Player props to me are a ton of fun. Trying different strategies there. I hit 7 out of 8 on a parlay here on the weekend, which was a tough mix. It was a 300x. That one stung.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of fun going through on there. Games straight pick'ems a little harder. But the player props are really quite interesting, especially when you're doing regular fantasy on an ongoing basis. So, but yeah, I mean, betting overall is taking off, but to add in these unique categories, etc. Becomes quite interesting, especially on the politics side of things. If you're expert on any of those kind of ranges and categories, there's aspects there for you.
Yeah. I just think Polymarket's going to shine because they have just crazy obscure things. Just like we've talked about this before, but how Danksy and I had made close to 5 figures off of correctly guessing the gender of Justin Bieber's baby. Go to that bet for us. That legendary bet here, Danksy.
Oh, I got you. Gone.
No, yeah, you spelled Bieber wrong, by the way. It's I before E except after C. No, I'm just kidding. Is it gone? What do they do?
Yeah,
delete them?
they don't leave the
They don't show the history.
That's whack. Yeah, no, it would be under Bibby or Bieber baby. But yeah, no, stuff like that. I think they're gonna thrive. I'm sure the other ones have crazy bets like that, but we have the crypto communities that's gonna like be willing to like put liquidity into these crazy things just real easily with crypto. It just makes it way easier. I feel like.
Yeah, people love to speculate.
Yeah, especially on crypto stuff too. Like it's just yeah. What is that? What is going on with that Chinese?
I don't know. There's whether or not this like influencer is a boy or a girl.
I'm gonna go with boy.
Looks like a guy.
Yeah, I want to just first glance. I'm gonna go with a man, but I don't know.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
I don't know. Sus.
Yeah, just crazy stuff like this. I mean, can't find this on DraftKings. You're not gonna be able to bet on
Actually, you know, because I used to bet on Bovada. If you're familiar with that
yeah,
website, they're pretty responsive if you like ping them on Twitter about creating a new bet for you.
okay,
So,
yeah,
but like the odds are like they definitely take like a bunch of vig on top. Like you're not getting a good deal.
oh yeah, for sure. They're like drooling at the mouth when they like have somebody DM them. Like,
Yeah, they're like this degenerate.
all right, let's come up. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just still limited bets. I think they're smart, like rolling it out. I'm sure they have a long-term plan. I highly doubt that they're like thinking about doing a token. I feel like they already know they're going to do it. Just kind of gauging interest, and I think it makes sense. I think they're going to do the token and then eventually start fees a little bit.
I wonder how the fees will work, but hopefully we'll get like 10K off this token.
Yep.
Call
At
it a day.
least. I think again, it's going to go so much to that that one dude's going to get like $1 million, and
Dump.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows who that guy
I hope
is?
the
He could be
distribution isn't
like,
like that. That's going to make everyone kind of defeated if it's like, you know, you can just farm it to that extent and
that's why I think they're
Doesn't make
incentivized
sense.
to not have this done the screenshot already. I think they are trying to get people into Poly Market to use it, and then hopefully it's more distributed.
Mhm.
You want to go into NFTs because I know Rhodes, our guy Rhodes.
Yeah, Rhodes, you want to talk about NFTs? Let's see.
Sure. Fairly flat at the moment. A lot of the action has been over on Bitcoin, kind of leading the volume degree for the last little bit. So ordinals have had a bit of a roller coaster. Of course, when Bitcoin is moving, then ordinals tend to pump with it, and so that is kind of your trailing action. I know on the 24 hours, it's down right now for I think node monks. But the main four are leading the way: Quantum Cats, Bitcoin Puppets, Node Monks.
Dude, I like the OBMs. OMBs. Sorry.
OMBs are the other on the fourth, and yeah, they're all leading the way. I think Quantum Cats is probably the strongest play, but you know,
0.2 Bitcoin.
Yeah, and they have made a pretty good run here over the last little bit. I don't know if I'm jumping in at this point, given the kind of the pump. There, no attention, and then as soon as you get a little bit of run on Bitcoin, that's where they kind of that's this leverage move on it.
Have you seen this? The Sotheby's sale or something? This one. This is like peak ordinal hype, and they auction these off. This one.
126K.
400
Oh, what the?
for 4 of these.
Wow,
Insane.
And then actually, I think we were just talking recently about V Friends. I didn't see what caused their push, but a really strong run on V Friends and Cool Cats.
Now, what's your real quickly before you go into Cool Cats? What is your view on like V Friends long term? Because again, I said this earlier. I like Gary Vee in general. I think whatever he's, I've been a big fan of him for a while, and I think he's pretty much called every major trend the last 20 years, whatever. And I'm really big again on operators, and I believe it doesn't matter how lame you think V Friends is now. I just believe in Gary's ability to create partnerships, all this different stuff. I'd like to hear from somebody who's like an NFT guys like you guys. Like, what is your view?
I mean,
V Friends.
We actually, I think we talked about V Friends and Gary last week. I know we talked about Azuki as well. V Friends and what Gary's doing, he's 100% in the collectible game, right? And he has his V Friends collectibles, his card games, and the characters themselves. So like I don't see how they're not some form of collectible asset long term from here, right?
Yeah.
And so, and they haven't not held up over time, right? So I still like them. I know VCon and the conferences and how everything goes along with that, with the V Friends and the tickets is kind of the next part that's in a bit of question.
Yeah,
but
what happens now? Because aren't they like so they had the 3 V Friends?
Yeah,
V cons, right?
3 free with it. But I mean, how else is he going to sell the tickets? If you hold a V Friends, you're probably going to get access to early buy on the tickets, right? So
Maybe that pumps it.
There's still going to be
Like, if he
benefit to it.
announces,
But I don't know. I think, if you're a believer in what Gary has done, he's got the biggest following, the biggest community out of anyone in this space, right? So there's that aspect to it. Now, of course, we've recently seen a pretty good run on V Friends, so now is not the time to buy. NFTs are a sharper version of what crypto does, where you have
Wait, that was V Friends Volume 1. Is it 0.6 after a run? What were they at?
This guy,
at one
so like
point,
this
there
guy
was
right
like
here
5-6 ETH.
bought at
High five.
6. This guy bought at 10 2 years ago.
That's crazy. But wait, you're saying it was at 0.5 before this run? The floor?
Yeah, they're up. They're up about what 20%.
Okay. Damn,
Yeah,
still pretty low.
0.55 roughly.
And I was looking at it, the book games NFT he came out, or the book games thing he came out with, where you like if you bought the book, you got like airdrop the thing. I remember I had some of those. I sold them, but I remember he said book games is gonna be forever, and it's something he's gonna do like forever. Honestly, I think that if you're gonna go the Gary V, like trying to get Gary V beta like off of V Friends, I think just betting on him in general, I think those book games might be a good bet. There's like 80,000 of them, but still they're at like 0.10. They're still kind of trading. I think again, people speculating maybe what I'm saying, like they are on like IMX or something, like another L2, but I think I'm gonna buy a bit of those and then maybe a few V Friends again, because I think Gary's I think he's trying to build IP with them and stuff too. Like that stuff's hard though. Who knows?
That's exactly it. And he's been relatively quiet, even though the IP and the characters, like he's even got them into cartoons now, if I'm not mistaken, right? So like,
yeah, that's like his plan. He wants to like build the IP of the cartoon or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, all
Yeah,
of that
back to NFTs.
isn't far off from what's going on with Doodles, etc. Right? So
yeah, but he's Gary Vee. I feel like he has all the connections in the world, but who knows? Maybe I'm just a fanboy. I don't know.
And then
There's
so
a little bit of fanboy in there for sure.
Yeah.
Cool Cat's a bit of a move. Cool Cat's one of the best IP side of things in the NFT space. Not a lot going on in terms of what they've done. They've been quiet for a while, so maybe that's an ideal kind of move up there. But another pretty quiet chart there that's seen a bit of a move. I still like Azuki in terms of what's the next real kind of opportunity for a mover. I'm thinking towards like the Zuki token or the anime token, etc. They're at a nice range in this 5 ETH range, between 5 and 6. I can't see off the top there where they're showing for current ETH price, but yeah, well, 5.5.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, fairly quiet, back into a bit of a meme focus for the most part. It's collecting these core projects that are building and delivering is still where you want to be as NFTs are kind of progressing, right?
Perfect. I love that. Yeah, in the same way, like the proven memes. It's just, again, don't have to overcomplicate it, especially with the NFT stuff. It's like stuff's down so much. I mean, if anything, again, has a 2x around, like you were saying. Just buy the good stuff. I mean, obviously we have the capital. But yeah, I didn't think about Azuki because again, I was thinking about pulling a trigger on one of them. And it's deciding between that or like the Neo Tokyo Citizens. But I think I'm just gonna do both. But either way, yeah, the Azuki. I didn't really think about the coin too. I'm sure, especially if it launched into a bull market, I'm sure you'd get a lot for just holding an Azuki. Usually, like what other big PFP projects have done like a airdrop successfully, where it was like people got a lot of money. Besides Ape, obviously.
Yeah, Ape coin.
Creeps did an airdrop, I think, a while back, or they had a meme coin. I don't even
Pudgy,
know.
right? Pudgy Penguins or no?
That was a meme coin. I think that was a community driven thing.
Okay.
Was it not? Or was that actually?
Yeah, I remember
Pudgy
that.
endorsed?
It's like Pengu or something.
Yeah.
Milady, like a lot, but it's I don't know what's up with that one. The cult coins.
Cool. Should we look at D Gods?
D Gods, yeah, Dust, and then what was D God at? Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That was like the biggest story of it. It was like the day after I think we
They're
did
just
this.
down and down every day.
Man, what's your thoughts? I mean,
Dude, now we just get to look at the chart every day instead of the NFT. It's perfect.
I mean, it just. I mean, the ultimate thought is that D God is a terrible token name for a meme coin. It should have been Meme God or something like that. Something that kind of played off of it to do something. But like you're holding NFTs because you're the true fan, and then when you move to a meme token, now you don't have any way to prove your fandom, right? Like, what, you're going to show a wallet with the tokens in it? Like, it breaks from why people are there, and you introduce all this like additional liquidity, which is just an easier exit for anyone that's holding it. And of course, now that prices go up, prices go down, then everyone has this desire to exit. So
yeah,
it's like this last like liquidity play or something like that for Frank. Exit scheme kind of thing. I don't know.
I'd hate for that to be the case, man. That's terrible.
D gods are phenomenal, and same with Utes. Like I love the idea.
I know aesthetically, like some of the exactly some of the most beautiful, like the one that Cyrus has, and all those are like.
Are these the ones you can trade
good looking?
These are ones that are available to buy separately. They're not in the 404 pool. I'm not sure how you access the 404.
It would be on Solana, I'm guessing, right?
Well, Solana and ETH, they're everywhere. We've probably got some hanging out in Polygon too.
A couple of
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
16 Sol. What it wasn't at like 45 the other day. They had a pump before that.
I think it was like 50, 60
due to the announcement for sure.
It's funny, like 3 days before they came out with it, he was like, "What if?" He like tweeted, "What if D God was like a meme coin, or what if D Gods was a meme coin or whatever?" Someone sniped it too. I think that's what he was saying.
Damn, 1,000 Sol.
I know, right? Like that was when Sol was at like.
But Sol's like pennies.
Yeah, you're right.
Sol's like $50 or something, or like
still
$20.
$20K, 20K.
Here, we'll do USD instead. This is the real value metric.
Okay, yeah.
It's like 5K.
No, yeah, go to the daily. you were like you're zooming out on like a little consolidation.
No way, it's
I don't-
185K.
Yeah.
No way.
No. I don't know if that's. There's
I might have like
volume there.
spiked there
There's
for
no
a
volume,
second.
right? Like the volume, true volume is
But like, how was it?
50K.
That was extended over months. That had to have traded like in that like time frame at that.
I don't know if I trust their data then there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's look at that.
doesn't make sense.
Let me
185K
do
for
the math
DeGod?
myself.
Like you're assuming that soul data is good too. You should just look up, ask AI, like ask Grok, what was DeGod's? They were probably able. Has Google or Grok?
Price sold. I don't know.
What? See,
26K.
the price was what? Yeah, I guess because so it was like $15.
March 23.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like pennies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks because then it makes it look like they crashed so much harder too because Soul just went like fucking
But
insane.
yeah, dude, now we get to look at this chart, and this is the benchmark for DeGods now, like for the whole collection. You kind of locked it into this.
Yeah, best case scenario, or their best hope is that it somehow consolidates for like 2 months. People forget about it, and then somehow like Frank, does something. But I wouldn't touch it until there's some consolidation for like a fucking month plus. Personally, not financial advice.
Where do you think it's gonna hit? Like 20 mil?
No idea.
Yeah, crazy. I wonder if the conversion is correct here. Like it's probably arbed out already.
So what are your like? If you guys don't mind disclosing it, like your long-term holds for NFTs, like at least a few of them. Obviously, you guys hold some apes, right? You got some B3L beasts. What
Right.
else? What else? You guys? Anybody want to say it or not? You don't have to share. Like just some stuff. I don't know. Maybe a few you like. I don't know.
I mean,
You guys have
Azuki.
apes, Azuki.
Azuki's still pretty good.
Okay.
Pudgy's got a recent, like a huge investment from a bunch of VCs to build out IP stuff. Not really sure how I feel about IP.
Low key, like I don't know. This is coming from outside of an NFT perspective, like just from like I feel like not to like show B3L, but like I feel like alpha groups are people who will have NFTs that like offer some type of membership or some type of like access to somebody could actually do well long term. Like people who actually provide value outside of like some kind of coaching or membership, like stuff like that, will actually could do well long term. So that'd be sweet to see a lot of like stuff like that. I think a lot of people in the, whether they're good ones or not, a lot of people in the coaching and lifestyle coaching space, eventually they're going to have like NFTs where people will be able to do it. I feel like it makes more sense when crypto is more readily available instead of just having a traditional membership through a website where, you can resell the memberships and collect royalties or whatever. But what do you weigh down? What are these?
I don't know.
Way
I'm doing
to
my
ENS.
volume, daily
Do you guys have
volume.
any? Do you guys ever do any like buy any ENS stuff like numbers or anything?
No.
No, I know someone in our Discord used to buy a lot.
Yeah.
I think that could be interesting as well, but it's so hard to snipe these.
I do think that is going to be a thing. Like I even talked to this guy who's in like the mod community. I forgot his name, but he was pilling me on how emoji ENSs are going to be like crazy and how it's going to be like eventually it will be a status symbol. People have like the license plates in other places. Right now it sounds stupid because nobody's really using Ethereum other than speculation. But when it does become a big thing, like it's happening on Telegram. Like people buy these, names, short names like Bob, whatever, and it's like a status symbol. There actually you can buy tokenized versions of your Telegram name right now. But anyways, I think that ENS having the ENS like two smiley emojis or whatever, will be like a lot. Just stuff like that where it's like a clout or like a status symbol. But we're not there yet.
I used to look
obviously,
at
right
this
now.
before, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite like you can look at where is it?
999 Club.
Like it's just numbers, like 3-digit numbers.
That was like the biggest thing for a few months, bro. Remember that?
It was like
Well, 4-digit.
a year
yeah.
ago, basically.
3 digits only 2.
That was a year ago.
It was a year
A
ago.
year and a half ago.
Still, that feel like 5 years ago, bro.
Dude, the Pokemon ones are kind of cool. I don't know if you guys are into Pokemon or not.
How much like 8.8? What's Pikachu? Pikachu.eth? It's probably not this.
Probably hella expensive. Probably not even selling.
Yeah, definitely not. He's holding that for fucking ever until Pokemon enters.
Until it's the Pokemon bull market. I'll get like
3-digit Paladinos.
where's the 1-digit club? That'd be crazy.
There is none. I think 3 digits is the minimum.
The
No,
1-digit
3
club, there's 9 people in it, or 10, whatever.
No, I think it's 3 minimum.
Yeah.
Single ETH emoji. Interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's like one that's
Dude,
people
that
who
could
just
be,
people are
that could
literally
be
gonna
nice.
buy that shit just because they're rich as hell and like, look, I have the smiley face.e.
But like these are cheap though. Like
Yeah, because it's like combination of like 2 random ones.
no, it's 1.
Oh,
I don't know. Once it gets up here, it's like $300.
yeah.
You're a funny one though. All the good ones are like super expensive for sure. Wow, this one 4 ETH. God damn.
It's the guy on the computer.
Yeah, like coding.
That's only one of like the races of them too. There's like a bunch of like a yellow one, like the
Yeah. It gets expensive really fast, basically.
why they have the picture of yeah, no, that's crazy. Do you guys have
But these are
ENS?
basically NFTs.
Do you guys have ENS like ones you use like in any wallets, like personal ones even?
Yeah, I have my ENS. I have Danksy.eth.
Yeah.
But
I gotta remember
even
to,
when you're trading and moving and sending through, you don't use the ENS. You still use the
Yeah.
address, right? Like
Right. It's just so much like it's so much safer to use the address, I feel like.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right now for sure. PayPal and Venmo just made it where you can use the ENS now too. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Bren trades. Did the Bren.eth keeps going up for expiration and never been sold or anything. The guy bought it back in like 2018, and then right before the expiration, he pays it. It's not even the expiration; he lets it expire. There's like a grace period. He
Right.
goes to the end of the grace period like every time. I just need to make an offer on it.
That's when you have to secure. Bren, 4 letters. Is pretty good.
And it's like, yeah.
I think I have mine.
Right now, there's not too many. There's like 1 or 2 other. I've seen another guy that's like in crypto named Bren, like trading. But eventually, yeah, that's probably. I should probably
Yeah,
grab
or
it.
you just fucking do like 9 years, like I did.
The guy did do like
Never have
5
to
years.
do
That's
it
the thing.
again.
The guy did do like 5 years, and that expired, and now he's just renewing it. Like,
What, Bren.eth?
yeah,
I'll bid it for you.
see, it's in the grace period again. I'm waiting for that to end. I hopefully let it end. I shouldn't be. What are we showing people? Someone's gonna fucking troll me and buy this shit. Right? Get off here now. Exit. Nah, I've got a reminder. If I'm gonna beat you to it if you guys try. What else do they got? German nouns. Interesting. See, that's what I mean. Like, obviously, crypto's mostly an English-speaking thing right now, and probably Chinese and whatever. But like, eventually, it's gonna be a bunch of random shit in different languages. But obviously, it sounds crazy right now because who uses, like you said, who the fuck uses ENS? yet.
Right.
But ENS coin actually low key. I haven't bought any, but the chart actually like long term.
There's so many gaming ones, like, or like entertainment ones.
Yeah. DGen, what is it?
That's on the chain. That's on the DGen
DGen
chain.
subnames. House.dgen.eth.
I don't even know how much this is.
That's like instead of doing like an email address like danksy@b3l.com or whatever, it's like
Yeah.
like danksy.b3l.eth.
Yeah. The B3L one is super expensive because it's 3 letters.
Yeah, I bet. If someone just bought that, not even like just randomly, like because I know it's just 3 letters. Type in b3l.eth, it's not even listed for sure.
I think
640. Damn, you guys should snag that.
yeah. I know, it's for Loco. You saw that shit?
He's exposed. No, I'm just kidding. That's so funny.
Oh,
Just the way you said that was so funny. 3-digit palindromes. You know, the Arabic one's big though, because they were talking about in Dubai and Saudi Arabia, like the
Bro, we can't even read this shit though.
No, it's because in Saudi Arabia and Dubai having the license
license
plates just having those Arabic numbers or whatever. So I'm sure they're speculating on the Arabic speaking people
That's so expensive.
coming in.
It's like a couple grand, $1,000.
Yeah.
This guy probably has a lot of ENS.
Uncheckable.e. Did that guy, the Trump.eth, did he give it to them or
36
expires in 38 years? Yeah.
38 years.
Top offer, yeah. Expired? Oh, the status on that. I was like, no, it didn't
99
expire.
ETH. God damn.
Damn, he could have taken 99 ETH.
No, this is
7
the
months ago.
listing.
Oh. He listed it for 99? Damn.
No.
God damn.
So he bought it for 50 ETH. God damn.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's like I don't know who he is. He is a punk, like PFP on Twitter. But
We
he's like,
should-
yeah.
we should
He's
think
like, I buy
about-
he said he's bought a bunch of different ENSs and burned them before, but or like whatever. I don't know if he burned them, but he took Obama 2 years.
Dude, what we have to do is like figure out who's gonna be the next like pop star and then like snipe all the ETH.
Honestly, though. As if it's like easy to find out who the next pop star. All you have to know, all you have to know is someone who's going to sell the next 100 million albums.
Or like next presidential election or some shit.
Yeah, or just somebody who you think's coming up in some kind of industry and just snipe that shit. Maybe even in crypto, but like that's kind of fucked up.
Fuck up, bro. We just snipe.
Just like you see somebody coming up, like, hey, no, I'm just kidding. Like, what are you gonna make off that fucking $200? Like,
no, a couple ETH.
Nah, it ain't worth it. You're just gonna make enemies. Elon.eth.
It's gonna be another 10 years.
Elon probably has that. Low key.
Available with
Elon
the rocket.
does. Oh shit! How much?
$5.
Damn.
Cop it.
Why is it? It just says Elon, but you can't even see the.
I don't know how they do the
Rocket,
photo thing in reality.
Pre-punk club.
What is pre-punk 10K? What does that even mean?
They don't even have a description. Oh, the first 10,000 ENS names ever registered. You're like a punk because you're kissbank.eth. Okay. Callsex.eth. Transgroup.eth. Some interesting names. Violating.eth. Porntalk.eth. I'm the daddy.eth.
Cornball.e.
What is all these? Some dirty ass names.
Who knows?
KatnissEverdeen.eth.
This is when the fucking Hunger Games was big.
For sure. George Government.
Cannabis.eth. I think that's spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not think we were gonna talk about ENSs today. I completely forgot about ENSs.
I know, right? I feel like, I don't know. They'll just become more relevant as Ethereum becomes more popular. Those might be some of the most undervalued shits, like those emojis ones and like all those you can pick up for like $50. That could go insane, but I don't know. I don't know shit.
What is this one? What's a haircut one?
Haircut.eth.
I don't know. It gets excessive really fast though.
Yeah. What else? What's Bitcoin doing right now? Up, down, sideways, bro? Same place, pretty much. Again, yeah. It's nice that we're kind of fucking around here and not going down hard at that low. I honestly think it's going to chop and then head up. Maybe next week, maybe the next few days. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Should we call it here? Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's do it next week. Be here again.
Sounds good.
1 p.m. Thanks for coming on, Rhodes. Thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, I think in the description we have our other groups and stuff again.
Yeah, I posted the link to Bren's and Boss Man's Telegram, and then also just the link tree for Bridgely Labs. Yeah, make sure to join us next week, same time. Hopefully, Rhodes and I will feel a lot better, and we can
Right?
talk about some other things.
Appreciate you guys coming on when you're sick. Feel better, and see you guys next week.
Take care.
Yeah, take care.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Peace.